Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Sarah van Grenen, aka Mr. VG, and welcome to this series of videos about equations. Now, in this series, we are going to look specifically at grade 9 equations, which is kind of similar initially to your grade 8 equations, except we are going to go into a lot more depth looking at different types of equations. Now, our three basic types of equations are linear equations, quadratic equations, as well as exponential equations. Now, what makes grade 9 a lot different from grade 8 is we are going to expose you to these three and ask you to solve them. Think about the difference between riding a bicycle and riding a motorbike. That is kind of the same thing. Both of those types of vehicles, so whether you're doing riding a bicycle or you are trying to solve or trying to ride on a bike, it requires completely different skill sets. Riding a bicycle, it's about your leg movement. While you are busy with your hands, your legs are making your bicycle move. While a quadratic one, or can I say your motorbike, is more, going fast. It's about the engine and the throttle and the gears. It's completely different skill sets, even though it still brings you from point A to point B. So when we look at linear equations, our approach is going to be completely different from trying to solve a quadratic or an exponential. So when we talk about linear equations, here are three of them. What do they have in common? They all have a power of 1. But what about quadratic equations? Well, quadratic equations looks like that. What do those three have in common? They all have a highest power of 2. Last but definitely not least is your exponential. Your exponential equation, the x is in the exponent. So therefore, what you are going to have to learn to do is first identify the type of equation before you run into it, because every single one will have a different approach. If I look at linear equations, in this video I'm going to specifically look at this sum, 4x minus 2 equal to x minus 20, and 2 bracket x minus 3 minus 4 equal to x plus 3. Because it is linear, both of them are linear equations. What I'm going to do is I'm going to isolate x, meaning get x alone. So when we look at this, looking at the first one, 4x minus 2 equal to x minus 20. I'm going to want to get all my x's to one side and all my numbers to the other side. So what I'm going to do, maybe for you, might feel like it's a tedious process. It takes a bit long, but I love to do it in the right way for me. Some of you learn about moving x's over and moving numbers over. What I love to do is ask myself, if I want to get rid of the negative 2, I'm going to add 2 on both sides. Same with the x. If I want to get all the x's to one side, I'm going to subtract x on both sides. Well, why do I do that? Because then the x's cancel out on the right, the negative 2 and the plus 2 on the left cancel out, leaving me with 4x minus x equal to negative 20 plus 2. Adding the x's on the left, I have 3x equal to negative 18. dividing by 3 on both sides, leaving me with x equal to -6. So basically, to recap, if I look back at my second step, I wanted to take all my x's and put them on one side. So to get rid of the plus x there, I subtract x. To get all the numbers on the right-hand side, from the -2, I add 2. And therefore, I do the same on the right-hand side. I hope you get this. These are basics. Now, let's have a look at the second sum. You go and try it yourself. Follow your instinct. Believe in yourself. First of all, I want to get rid of the brackets. So I'm going to distribute the 2 in. Okay? So I'm going to remove that bracket by multiplying the 2 into the bracket. So therefore, 2 times x and 2 times -3, and the rest remains the same. Now that I've removed my bracket, my highest power of x is 1. So I'm going to try and get all my x's to one side, which means I am going to try and isolate x. Okay? You see my movement. The -6 I want on the other side, same with the -4, and I want the x on the left. Okay, so I'm going to add 6 on both sides and add 4. I'm going to subtract x on the right and subtract x on the left. This means on the left, I'm left with 2x minus x, and on the right, I'm left with 3 plus 6 plus 4. The beautiful thing is 2x minus x is just x, and 3 plus 6 plus 4 is 13. So I've solved the equation. So please get this, ladies and gents. Because it was a highest power of 1, I isolate x. In our later videos, when we look at more details about quadratic equations, you will understand why I stress your approach so much. So please tune into our next video where we will dig deeper and deeper into linear equations and fractions and those amazing things. So have a beautiful, wonderful rest of your day. Keep well. Cheers.